So tonight we are going to be talking about a deal that is available. What do I mean by a deal? It's an opportunity that any one of you can literally jump into, and you can be able to participate, or should I say, own the property. And this is, I've just labeled this subject here that we are talking about tonight: how to earn 4,257 per month from a two-bed, one-bath in Cape Town. Thank you very much. I see that there's a couple of thumbs up, so that means that you can hear me. So I just want to start off by saying that I think this is unheard of, especially for a property in Cape Town. That number one, we're getting it for an under a million, and then number two, we can also be cash flowing. What do I mean by cash flowing? It's giving you profits on a monthly basis. But I want us to jump into the deal. I am going to explain it as much as I can so that you can be able to understand it. And this is not an investment where you are clubbing in with other people. This is not an investment where you're just putting in money. This is an investment that you are buying for yourself in your own structure for yourself, and you can be able to own it 100%. And with that, on a monthly basis, you are able to earn 4,257, irrespective of where you are sitting in the country or in the world. I know that there is some of you that are watching us from different countries and so on. In the afternoon, some of you reached out to me. So thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. So without wasting time, I'm just going to jump into the presentation. I prepared a presentation for you, but I also have what I call an investment pack. What do I mean by that? And basically, it's everything that we've put together to represent what this deal is going to look like, what it is now, what it's going to look like in the future, how you're going to earn your money, how it's going to be managed. I've put all of that together in a package so that you can be able to see it. And if you are keen and you can afford to, then you can jump in and you can get it. So without wasting time, let me jump onto the presentation. I think this is a cool view. Yeah, let me see this one there. Yep. So that you can still be able to see me on the side. So yeah, welcome. This is the TJ Tribe, and we are always talking about how best can we build whatever that we have, a business, how best can we build our cash flow, how best can we build our assets, and how best can we build all of this so that we can live the lifestyle that we want to live. I asked the other day a couple of people, what does freedom looks like, or what does success looks like? And they said, just to own my time is what I would like to do. And properties can give you that because it can give you some cash flow as you go along. So welcome to the TJ Tribe. I teach this all the time, and I also find these opportunities and I pass them on to you as and when they come in. So by the end of today, I am going to be able to give you two things. The first one is that I'm going to be able to show you how you can earn passive income on this particular deal. 4,257, that's what you're going to get. I'm going to show you how best you can do that. Above that, I am also going to show you how best you can build a meaningful legacy for your loved one. What do I mean by that? You can buy this asset for 750. Someone else can pay it out for you, the students, or whoever it is going to be. And out of that, at some point you're going to own it. And by the time that Jesus calls you, you will be able actually to go and you can leave a meaningful legacy. You can leave a proper asset to your loved ones. So if you're not going to do this for yourself, do it for your loved ones, at least those that are meaningful to you. So we are going to be talking about a two-bed, one-bath, which is out in Cape Town. And basically, you're going to be buying it for 750,000. And that 4,257 is your profit. Yep. You're going to pay the bond, levies, electricity, water, all of things. And that is going to be your profit that you're going to be making on a monthly basis. Now, if this is your first time meeting me and you're wondering, who is this guy? Well, I am that guy who went on to do business and I got to be in the media. People wanted to feature me in terms of some of the successes that I'd got. So I've done quite a bit of things. I've even won awards and I've started writing books. And over the years, I have written books. So one of my books, which is called From Bad Debt to Property Mogul, this was my first book that I first ever wrote. I think it's about 4 years old or so. And then I went on to write my second book, which is called Be the First Millionaire in Your Life. And I've got my third book that I released not so long ago, which is called 10, 10, 10. 10 top 10 best strategies, property strategies that actually work in South Africa, and you can get that book. And my aim was that I can show you that there's so many strategies out there, but choose maybe one or two. So that's the book that I wrote. But today it's not about me, it's about this particular deal that I would want us to showcase. But I am just that one guy who is a husband and who has 2 kids. And everything that I do is basically so that I can be able to put food on the table. So this is all income streams that I'm trying to produce. And I'm hoping that for yourself, you are beginning to do that. And then you can be able to live the lifestyle that you want to live, but without having to be in a place where you don't want to be. But basically, that's me in a nutshell. So I'm going to start actually by having this conversation, right? In this conversation, to me, it's actually very important because when I started off, I was in debt and I didn't know what to do, but I ended up, using the bank's money quite a lot, and I grew a couple of businesses. I've sold some of them and so on. But before I go on to talk about the actual deal, I want to find out where you are watching us from. That's number one. I know that there was a couple of people that were saying that, look, they want to tune in from out of the country, out of town. So let me know in the comments where you are watching me from. That's important for me to know. That's number one. And then number two, what are you here for? Are you here just to listen up so that you can get, or are you here to actually get into a deal? Because this deal here is available. 68 families are going to have the opportunity where they can buy this property and they can be earning 4,200, right? So that's what's going to happen, right? Round about 68 families. Why do I say 68 families? Because there's 68 units that are available. And on this channel here, the TJ Tribe, that's what I'm dedicated to do. I teach you how to do this. As and when opportunities come through, I pass them on to you. I'm like telling you, hey, this is what's happening. So I really appreciate wherever you are tuning us from. Now, for some of you, you may not know where Cape Town is. So Cape Town, when I started now realizing about, locations and so on, I actually thought Cape Town was the capital city of South Africa. That's what I thought at one point. And then when I visited it, I realized, it's such an amazing, I was about to say an amazing country. It does feel like it's its own country if you've ever been to South Africa and you've been to Cape Town. It's just different. So appreciate that. Now, this particular deal that we are talking about, I'm going to jump into the deal now. A lot of people can't get into big deals, right? A lot of people can't get into big deals. And this property here, you're not going to find it anyway. It's not on the market or anything like that. And that's the beauty of working with sourcing agents. They bring stuff to you. So I'm working with a sourcing agent, someone else who went out, they found this deal, and they came through to me and says, TJ, I'm a little bit stuck with this big thing. And how best can I sell it? And I looked into it because I've been doing property for a while and doing business for a while. I understand how these things work. So I said, okay, great. We can bring in a couple of people here, and there's many people that can't get into big deals. and obviously benefit from the big deals, like what the rich and the big funds would do. I'm going to help you, and then I can also bring in people who are keen to do such kind of deals, so that they can buy into this, buy their own unit, or maybe buy 2 or 3, whatever the case is. I don't know where your flexibility is in terms of your income. So this deal here, as you can see, that's all under roof, 68 units. That's what you can see. It was built around about 6 years ago. So this property is fresh. It was built around about 6 years ago. And over and above that, it is a 2-bed, 1 bath, and it's got an open lounge, and it's a kitchen. So it's a normal 2-bed, 1 bath where a typical family would stay into. But however, all of the units, some of them have been revamped off late, with whoever who is owning this property. And out of that, I want to speak about the opportunities that you're going to be seeing in this particular area. So for some of you who may know where Cape Town is, Cape Town is actually, I want to say, a coastal area. It's right at the tip of Africa. And with that, there is a minimum of 9 universities that offer, I think it's probably 150 study programs that they offer within the area of Cape Town. If you do your Google, you'll understand, do your own research about the area. But what I want to speak about this particular area is that not only do you have so many universities or many higher institutions, but it's also a holiday favorite for many people, which then presents itself with 2 opportunities, and which is basically student accommodation. And if you've been watching in the news, you'd see that we're still having the problem of student accommodation. And if you are one of those people who are actually good and you know how to look for properties and so on, Cape Town, it's still a hot area. You can thank me a little bit later when you're making your money. So the opportunities is 2: student accommodation, and obviously because it's a holiday destination, there's many holiday makers that would want to come through to Cape Town almost throughout the year. And when it comes to peak periods, it's quite high. I looked at the area in terms of, like, from a yield perspective, what does it look like in the area? And it looks like Cape Town as a whole, I'm talking of the entire city, it looks like it's sitting around about a 10% yield. So which means that, that's all right. But then I also looked at, if I am to have my money at the bank today, right? If I'm to have my money at the bank today, so I went into a website that is called rentcompare.co.za. And with that, I then went on to search for the banks that are going to give me a return, what kind of a return they would give me. And I also realized that, they are going to give me around about a 10%. You can do your own research. Go through onto the website and check it out. It's not my website. I just saw it so you can see it. Or you can check with your own bank as well, right? So with that, I then realized, okay, if I'm to have my money at the bank, I'm getting a 10% interest, right? Which is great. And if I'm to buy a property, I'm getting a 10%. So which one is better? Actually, at the moment, if I leave my money at the bank, no hassles, because I do not have any tenants issues, nobody calling me. And I think it's actually good if I'm to leave my money at the bank, right? But I then went on and I said to myself, let me look into the deal itself. So yes, at a Cape Town level, this is what it's giving me. By the way, I did not, these graphs here that you're seeing here, they're not my graphs, but actually there is a cool website that is called TPN. They don't pay me actually to talk about this. I had to pay them to actually get these reports. But they give me an indication of property performance within the country. You are going to see that when we took quite a bit of knock here, right there in round about in 2019, 2020. And obviously that was all because of COVID. But we are also now coming up to rise. So now is the time to buy, because the properties are going to rise again, right? That's what it's telling us there. But let's look into the actual deal, right? Let's look into the actual deal. So now we have seen that our money, if it's sitting at the bank, it's actually making some good money. But if it's sitting now in a property, so it's neck for neck, right? But now let's look at a particular deal. Within this deal here, you're buying it for 750,000, as you can see there, 750. That's what you're buying it for. Assuming that you're going to get a bond, you're going to apply at the bank and you're going to get that. Basically, you are then going to be able to have what I call acquisition costs or closing costs. And this will include, I'm going to just say this is plus minus 150,000. And as you can see the breakdown there that we've got. And that's just to show you what you are now going to spend. If you've ever bought a property before, you'd know that you don't spend all of that money all at once, but they request for it as you go along. I've also included there, together with my sourcing items that I'm working on we also included the conversions together with the furniture that you're going to be having on that particular property. And at the end of the day, on this 2-bed, 1-bath that you're going to be having, you're going to have around about 4 students that are going to be staying there. Within these 4 students, you're going to be banking around about 18,800. We're just going to round it off as 18,000. And with all the other expenses that you're going to be getting, you will be able to walk away with 4,257 on a monthly basis. That's then just come to you. I am always talking about you need to make your money work harder for you, right? In this case, you've utilized the bank's money, so well done, high five. And then on top of that, you've put in an additional 150,000, and that's a cash on cash, right? So remember on the previous slide, basically we said, hey, it's a 10% that you're going to be getting. But hold on. In this particular property now, you are now banking on the same cash if you had put it at the bank. This time around, you are banking a whooping plus 30% interest on your money. Isn't that amazing? Well, you can do this in Cape Town. Let us maybe we need to stop there and we need to be asking ourselves, does this happen? TJ, is it for real? Yes, it is for real, right? I have just demonstrated to you that it can happen. Actually, it can happen in many other cities, and people are doing this. Let us go back to our presentation. I am always talking about, as an individual, a breadwinner, you need to make sure that, number one, your money is working for you. And then number two, you are building assets that can pay you. This particular deal, it does that. It's giving you an asset, right? And within this asset, the asset is going to give you an income. If your child school fees is 1,000 rand, with this deal, I've just given you your child's school fees. If your child's school fees is 1,000 rand, whatever your child's school fees is. If your car is 4,000 rand, I have just given you a repayment plan for your car next year. So all I'm just trying to show you here is that this is an amazing deal. That's number one. Number two, it's not about the deal itself, but it's about what you are now doing. If this is your deal number one, and you've never done any deals before, and this is your deal number one, it's a good deal because it's giving you 4,000 rand that you never had before. And also, we saw that properties in Cape Town, they are increasing, which is called appreciation. But what if you were one of those people that could actually afford to buy 5 properties, to afford to buy 10 properties? I don't know what your game is, and I don't know how much you can afford. I don't know how much cash you have. So what if you get get 10 of these? Basically means that, boom, you are going to be banking 42 grand. Now, a lot of people think that you cannot replace maybe your active income, or property can't do that for you. You have to wait 10 years, 20 years to do that. That's not true. It can happen right now. There you are. So I know a lot of you A lot of you have properties similar to these ones, but you are actually subsidizing the bank. You are topping up with your money from your salary. Stop doing that, right? Stop paying for someone else's lifestyle. Get into the space where the asset pays you, right? I'm going to jump on here. I'm going to go next. We looked at where your money is sitting at the bank. You're sitting on 10%. And now with the same amount of money, you've just made a different conscious decision. Let me buy this asset. The same amount of money, you moved it into a different asset, and now that money is working harder for you, 3 times harder than what you had before. And literally this now, you're now on plus 30%. Isn't that amazing? I should be seeing some hearts and some claps on the side. I'm like, yay, if people were dancing, it's like, TJ, this is great, amazing, right? I'm just throwing it out on a easy vibes here. But does this make sense? Is it giving you a different perspective of how your money can work harder for you, right? There's so many things that you can do. Maybe you're running your own business, right? In this business here, whatever that you sell in your business, but within this business, you don't have assets. There you are. You can buy this cash. You might have the money cash. And you can buy this and bingo, that money is on 30% for you. Or you could be employed. Whatever the situation is, this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go back here, and now we're going to say, how best can you buy the property? Pretty easy. The first thing is that you have to have either 750 or you can qualify for 750. And you can literally go to any of one of these banks. I'm working with a colleague, business partner of mine who's from a 360, and they will literally just be able to go to all these banks that you see at the bottom here. And then the attorneys that you're seeing at the bottom can then be able to process the paperwork. Over and above you qualifying for 750 or having cash of plus 750, then obviously you should have the closing fees, call them the acquisition fees, so that you can be able to pay for your transfers, for your furniture. But I will be able to send you, my team and I will be able to send you a full proposal, which is slightly bigger than what I'm talking about. This is a presentation to walk you through it so that you can understand. But there's another finer document where you can actually be able to see. And in the comments right on top, it says there, to connect with us on this deal, follow this link, hit that link, and it will literally take you to a page where it's like down below there, where you see where it says the TJ tribe, and you can click on where it says looking for the deal. And when you do that, it will take you onto another page like this one, where it says I will source you a deal, and you can complete the details on there. Once you complete the details, then we'll be able to get back to you with that proposal. And you can then be able to sit with your boo and you can talk this out, and you can then make a decision to say, hey, we are wanting 4,257 next year, right? You make that decision and you pull the trigger. But during the holidays on this particular property, you're not going to have students. So, hey, you and your boo, you can come in and stay here. All of a sudden, you got a property in Cape Town, and you can go for the holiday. For some of you who are in Cape Town, you're like, I'm already here. Well, is your property giving you 4,257? No, it's not. So it's not about, TJ, I'm already in Cape Town, so, these properties, they don't make that enough money. Well, you do have a property right now. It's probably your house. It's probably a liability at the moment. You're paying for it. Here, this is an asset. Wake up, bro. This is an asset that can pay you if you're already on a holiday. Some of you are on holiday already. Some of us, we look forward to go to Cape Town. Some of you stay at the holiday already. different privileges in life. But as I go along, so who is going to manage this property for you? Okay, so you might be overseas, could be in a different town. So who is going to manage the property for you? Well, my friends at my student house, I used to own this business back in the days. An amazing business. They are managing around about 1,000 bed at the moment in different cities. They are going to be managing this thing for you, right? They have confirmed with me that this intake only, they had inquiries and people that they were not able to serve of just above 7,000, and they were only able to help 1,000 of them because that's their capacity. So there is a big opportunity here where you can come in, you can become an armchair investor. What is an armchair investor? You are buying, someone else is managing it for you. But hey, if there is other problems within your unit, they will call you and you need to make a decision. This is just as good as you owning the property and you having it wherever it is. So here's the reason why you probably want to buy this now. You know, that picture there represents, it doesn't represent, but it's actually me and the family. We had gone out to Cape Town on a holiday, and we trotted with what is called the hop on, hop off, and my kids enjoyed it. I also enjoyed it. And up until now, we have had good memories around it, but we didn't finish everything that is on the hop on, hop off. We've been to Cape Town maybe 4 times now. I have found memories of that location, and I still want to go back and explore some other areas that I have seen. So it's not just about you making money on the property. So making money is going to be great, but you can also make it your own holiday home, right? So for many people, when you go on a holiday, you all know the biggest cost of the holiday is actually accommodation. So bingo, I'm giving it to you here. Jump into the deal and own it. That's number one. But above that, that holiday also can also be fronted or prepared, or the cash flow that you're getting from your property, you can spend it at that time of the year. I don't know, maybe you can say 6 months of the year. That's what? 4,000 times 6, that's the amount of money that you're going to save. The rest you're going to reinvest it. I don't know. You can plan your money. It's now your money. It's got nothing to do with TJ, right? But over and above that, in Cape Town also, we've realized, or you'll be able to see when you reach out to us and I send you the investor pack, you'll be able to see that in Cape Town, they've had some great capital appreciation. Is it going to stay the same? I cannot tell what the future holds, right? I don't know, but I think it's been like that for a while for Cape Town. So I do think that it's going to remain like that and it's going to continue growing. And over and above that, I spoke about being the armchair investor. So you're not managing this property actively. Someone else is managing it for you. It's like having a property manager who manage this thing for you and report back to you. All right. So I don't know how many you can afford. Let's do it. Okay. Now, these are some of the other questions that have come through. There's a number of people that asked a couple of questions. Question number one is that, by the way, if you do have any other questions in the comments, you can also ask some questions and I can get them to. I can get to them. Hopefully, we will still have some good time to respond. But even if I don't respond now whilst I'm alive, I will be able to respond to you a little bit later. By the way, AK Grant, thanks a lot for joining in. Kaya Ngoma, thanks a lot. Grant Davids, thanks a lot. Ndeshe and all of you guys, Ruben, thanks a lot for joining in. And some of you that I do not see your names who are watching this, and some of you who are going to be watching this on a replay, thanks again for watching. So for as long as this deal is still for as long as this deal is still live, you will be able to see it right here. But once it is closed, I'll let you know that it is closed. There's a couple of people that have already. There's someone else who just bought around about 12. Yeah, they put in an offer of 12 units. Yeah. And today I've been busy on the phone with a couple of people that have indicated. I think I sent out to I want to call them to my tribe community. I sent it out this about a day ago. So we've been calling quite a few people today, and there are some that have already made their decisions. But you will see it in the spreadsheet, how many units are still available. You'll be able to see that. What if I qualify for less than 750,000? That's what some people are asking, right? And I said, maybe club with someone. It's an idea. Maybe you're a daughter and you are just starting off your career, club with your parents. They make this a family home or something like that. Maybe you're a brother, club with another brother or another sibling, right? Or, well, find a way to win so that you can buy it. That's number one. Number two, will there be other costs associated with buying the units? Well, there are costs there that I displayed. And as and when you see the proposal, you'll be able to see all the costs that are associated. So there isn't much of a big difference from what I am showing you now, but you'll be able to see in the proposal all the associated costs, right? Number three, will I be required to do anything post-buying? Other than approving a couple of things as you're the landlord, and also looking after your own property. When it needs to be painted, it needs to be painted. When you need to change the door handle, when you need to change, I don't know, internal stuff. And obviously paying for your bond and paying for your rates and taxes and the levies and so on. All of those things needs to be done by you because you are the landlord, right? So there is, yes, some activities. The property belongs to you. So you need to do the work, right? Question number 4, can I use the property for myself? Unfortunately not. So basically we are turning this big building into a student village, right? So you are coming in, you're buying your unit and you are giving it to the property managers who are going to manage it, all of it as a student village. That way we are going to be having, My Student House is going to have the power now to negotiate a whole lot more with the universities so that there can be a shuttle that comes through to the property. There can be good rates that are being paid, good payment plans that you can be paid. So all the big things that normally apply to the big building or to the big deals, now you just own it, but your property manager now has that power and you can benefit from the big power of being in a big deal. Does it make sense? Okay, cool. Right, what's the other question here? Can I sell the unit when I want to? So you just bought the property next year, maybe this time around you want to sell it. Life happens, you're getting divorced, I don't know, whatever the situation you might be in later on next year. Yes, you can. It's your property. But obviously, some of the people who are within the village might want to buy it from you. But it's your property. You can be able to sell it. Yeah. Can I buy more than one unit? I already mentioned that there is another brother of mine who just put in an offer of 12 units. 12 units. They just put in an offer of 12 units. And then what's the other question here? Let me see. Right. I do not see the other question now. It looks like my other question is cutting off. Let me see. I'm just going to jump into the comments also to see whether you guys have some comments. I was hoping that in 30 minutes, I'll be able to present this thing and I'm out. But let me see what is the other questions that we had there. This was the questions that a lot of people just asked us as and when I was presenting some of these deals to the people. The other question is, when will I start earning money? When will I start earning money? That's the question number 7. So basically, we are buying, or you are going to be buying this property this year, and it's going to start functioning in 2024. So there's a whole lot of things that needs to happen between now and then. So some of the things that needs to happen is obviously the transfer needs to take place. That's number 1. Number 2, there is some reno that needs to happen. It might look like it's small because it's in your unit. You see that there's a conversion amount there. It's a small amount of money. But now when you make this thing bigger, definitely now it's a bigger project. So that will need to happen. And then also the holidays are going to come in. So obviously we need to take that break. And then next year, you are going to be earning some money because now you can place the students. Lots of paperwork that is going to go through with this. It's not just buying. There's the buying, there's the signing of the paperwork, there's the bank to get involved, there's the attorneys to signing, then there's transfer, there's the renovations, and then thereafter, there is the placement of the students next year. So some of you are investors, you understand this, so you understand where I'm coming from with this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to thank you for attending and seeing this. And like I did say, if you're wanting to get into this deal whilst it's still available, in the link, hit me up. And if anything you're not understanding this, replay this. If you know someone else who's wanting to get into the game and wanting to create some passive income, send them the link, right? Help someone else to build for their family, right? This is all about building a meaningful legacy whilst you are utilizing proper assets. So a property is a proper asset. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been here and this year has been like you're excited, you know, I used to watch this couple of things like these ones back in the days, and I used to get excited before I was in the game, and I wasn't able to sleep for days. And I would get into the deal. So if that's you, welcome aboard. That's what we do here at the TJ Tribe. We get you excited, but above that, we also give you the opportunities. And that's what I've just done today. I've given you the opportunity that is available. It's live. Someone else brought it to my attention. We have created it, and now you can participate. Your money, your deal, your returns. TJ's got nothing to do with it. And I'm just helping you to build whatever you're building. For some of you, you want to jump in and you want to make this a serious business. Well, you'll see there on the form, it will say that TJ can become your mentor. So you can connect with me and I can help you in your process to learn how to do this, to build your own business, and hopefully you can live the meaningful life that you want to live, a lifestyle that you want to live, but knowing that your income has no impact because you've got a business and you've got assets that can serve you. It is TJ. It's been great hanging out with you. We will check you out in the mastermind or on the next video.